If you are freelancing or solo entrepreneuring and you don't have the budget right now to hire team members, then the first best step might be automation. Zapier is one of the leaders in the automation industry, and for good reason. They connect to thousands of different apps. They have a lot of cool technology that you can use to make your day-to-day life easier. Today, I'm going to run you through 5 automations that you can set up easily within Zapier and show you exactly how to do it. Before we dive in too far, I want to talk about the different pricing tiers for Zapier, because having a pro plan does help quite a bit with being able to access more of their features. The free version may suffice for many people. It comes with 100 different tasks run per month and only allows for 2-step zaps, which probably makes no sense right now, but I will explain in just a moment. The professional plan allows you to run anywhere from 750 tasks per month all the way up to 2 million, with quite the hefty price tag attached. There's also team plans and enterprise options, so there's really something for everyone. I currently have the professional plan, which is going to be what I show you today. So at $30 a month, I think it's totally reasonable, especially because that's still quite a bit cheaper than hiring a virtual assistant at this point. However, like I said, you can achieve a lot with the free plans, so if you're just curious, definitely check them out and sign up for an account and play around. The first thing we're going to need to do after creating our Zapier account is connecting some of our apps. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these apps that I have created that help me in my small business and save me a lot of time from manually entering data on my own. The first one here is importing Gumroad sales into Notion. In my Notion account, I have a bookkeeping database where I keep track of all of the sales that I've made through my Gumroad account. So you can see I have a 4-step zap here. Keep in mind the free plan only allows for 2 steps, so that would be the trigger, which is a sale in Gumroad, and the action, which would be to create a database item in Notion. For this zap, I have created 2 additional filters. The first one formats the date correctly so that it's entered into Notion properly. And the second one fixes a pricing issue where it was multiplying the price by $100. This is just because of how I've chosen to format my numbers in Notion. So let's look at how this actually works. The actual trigger for this zap is a sale on my Gumroad account. So I have my Gumroad account connected here. And the trigger happens anytime there is a sale for any product. If I wanted it to be just a specific product, I could identify that product here. I don't want just specific products, I want all of my products listed. So I'm going to clear the selection and basically leave this blank. If I hit continue, I can see the example sales that are coming through here, and I can continue with the selected record just to use as the test run. Now I have my formatter in here to properly format the date and time coming in from Gumroad. So the input is my Gumroad data, which I've chosen from a drop-down selector. Gumroad has a ton of data in here, so there's a lot to choose from. And then I have the format chosen that I want to match. This is the same format I use in Notion so that it matches the data entry and actually enters that data in properly to my database. I also make sure that the time zone is set properly so that I know what time the sale was made in my time. This runs a test to make sure that the output is in the format that I want it, and then I can continue on to the next step, which is another formatter. This one correctly formats my pricing to the right currency amount. This order that we're testing was free, so there's no output on this, which is exactly what we want. Now we have the action. So once we get a sale in, the date will be formatted properly and the price will be formatted properly. And then this zap will create the new database item in my Notion database. So again, I have my Notion database set up here and I have the database product sales selected. Then I'm just entering all of the data. So I'm keeping my order IDs as the actual sale ID. I have my Gumroad fees. I have how much the product sold for, which is pulling from that new formatted number. I have the date entered, which is pulling from that properly formatted date. And then I have a few additional items in here just to help keep me organized and keep all of my data in one place. When I hit continue, it's going to do a test run to show me what the item will look like in my Notion account. I can go into Notion in the database and verify that everything looks okay. And once I'm happy with the results, I can hit publish. Okay, so that is great for pulling financial data from my different options into Notion. I do the same thing with my shop in Lemon Squeezy and with the shop items from Convertkit and Squarespace. so that they all feed into the database and I don't have to manually enter all of that data from different channels. Let's look at another use case here where I take YouTube video keywords and put them into a Notion database. The idea of this Zap is to follow popular title ideas and enter them into my keyword database. I have a database in Notion that tracks great video titles and can help me identify key terms and titles that do well on YouTube. So anytime I come across a video on YouTube that is doing well and the title is ranking well in search, I'll add it to this playlist so that it's pulled into Notion automatically. This is a really great way to organize data without having to have a bunch of plugins and apps. So in order to set this up, first I have created a YouTube trigger when a new video is added to a playlist. I have my YouTube account set up and the playlist ID entered so it'll properly pull from this trigger. And then I can see the test run for one of the videos I have added to the playlist. I also have a delay set in here for Zapier so that this isn't running multiple times throughout the day. I really only add videos to this every few days for every week when I start to do my research so that my database isn't updating constantly. Once I'm done with that test, I can continue on to the action, which is to create a database item. This happens within my Notion account and I have it linked to my keyword research database. The keyword is actually the title of the video itself, and then the content has the YouTube URL so that I can click straight to the video and watch it. Then I'll be able to enter in the rest of my data as I do the research and I figure out which keywords performed best for this video. I love using Zapier to pull in content to Notion just because Notion is a great way to organize a lot of data, and entering some of that data can be a bit time consuming, but with Zapier, it's a lot faster. So now let's look at some other things that Zapier can do that are a little bit more robust and isn't just about pulling or pushing data back and forth. In addition to Zaps, which are step-by-step automations, there's also interfaces within Zapier. Zapier has some really cool templates set up for this. So first let's look at the finished product, which is a social media planner. This is essentially a web page where I can choose when I want to post something, let's say for tomorrow. I can write the caption for the post, upload an image, and then select where to post it, Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Let's say I want it on LinkedIn and Facebook. Now when I hit submit, my post will automatically be scheduled to be published for tomorrow on LinkedIn and on Facebook. And I can see that post right here. I can see the image for the post, the caption, where it's going to be posted, and when it will be posted. I can also manually create new records in here using a very similar setup. Okay, so that's pretty cool, but now let's look at how this actually functions. Within our interface, we have a lot going on. There are multiple pages, the see all completed posts, all scheduled posts, the form to submit the post, and then the main portal page. We also have a table that is holding all of this data and two Zaps that are completing the data. One of these Zaps is turned off because I have created a duplicate to add in my own accounts, but let's look at the off one just to show you what this would look like. So we have a trigger, which is an everyday event scheduled by Zapier. It runs at 4 p.m. every single day and is also triggered on the weekends. And we can see the sample data that we have entered onto our table. We have the formatter, which updates the time to be the appropriate time and date for whatever app it's going into. We have Zapier tables, which is finding the record that we need from our table based on the date that it is. Then we have a loop and some paths that will determine which social media accounts these are being posted to. And then we have the update to the table records showing when the actual content has been posted. So all of this is an automation that was set up based on our tables and the data that we have entered into them. If we go into the linked asset view here, we can see that there is a table linked into this automation, and it is our social media planner table. So let's go to that and see what that looks like. So this is a database that holds all the information we've entered via the form page. So this table is custom set up to run the automation and to store all of the data from the forms. And we have each page of our website where we can edit that and see what custom information we would like added. So the portal, for example, shows scheduled and completed posts. The submit post page shows the form where we can actually schedule that content to go out. We have the scheduled post page, which shows just a clean-up view of the table. And then similarly, we have all the completed posts as a page as well. You can make additional pages if you would like, or pages to combine all of these into one. But essentially, an interface is a collection of pages, tables, and zaps that all can work together to be an entire website that's run automatically. This can be a great way to take intake in for different clients, to schedule social media posts, to make things like habit trackers, or to enter journal entries for your own use. These web pages can be accessed from anywhere, including your mobile device, so this can be a great way to get information from your phone into your computer really quickly and automatically in a custom way that's set up for you. You can also create standalone tables, so if you want to store data somewhere but maybe you don't have a purpose for it yet, you can create a table to start pulling that information in, similar to a Google spreadsheet or an Excel spreadsheet. There's a lot more that Zapier can do, such as creating chatbots using your Zapier automations to create a custom AI for your business or for your clients. Or there's Canvas, which is a really cool way to plan the different zaps or interfaces that you and your team would like to create together. This is also a fantastic way to link in all of your data together so you can see how it all flows through, such as making a whole client onboarding system or a lead capture funnel. The opportunities for automation are truly endless within Zapier, but I'm going to show you a few of the zaps that I use most often so you can get some inspiration for what you might be able to do in your own system. One of mine is to repost my Instagram Reels directly into YouTube Shorts. These post as an unlisted video so I can alter the title and information before making it public. But this is a great way to auto-post and cross-post across your social media accounts. And this is only a 2-step zap, so you can create something like this on the free plan of Zapier. Another setup I used to have was taking Slack messages and putting them into a table in Zapier. I could see all of the tasks assigned in any given period and have them organized in a way that was much easier to sort through, and then automate those into Notion or whatever service I was using at the time. I have another automation that automatically pulls data from my Convertkit platform into a Google spreadsheet, where I'm auto-calculating things like retention, click-through rates, and total sales per period. This way I can have a really complex database that's automatically pulling in my data every single day. And again, this is only a 2-step zap, so you can do this totally for free. Another one I use all the time is moving tasks from Coschedule, which is a social media calendar app, into Sunsama, which is my daily task manager. Coschedule and Sunsama do not talk to each other directly, but with Zapier, I can connect them together as if it's a native integration. This one is a 2-step zap, but I could add additional steps here if I wanted them to talk back and forth so that when a task is completed in Coschedule, it could also be marked off in Sunsama. And vice versa. When I check a task off in Sunsama, it's also marked as completed in Coschedule. A more complicated setup I have in here is to automatically add my YouTube analytics into my Notion database. I use Notion to plan all of my YouTube content, and having my YouTube analytics update after 48 hours is a great way for me to see the progress on my video, see how it's performing, and not have to enter any of that data in myself. I have similar setups for 7 days, 30 days, and even 90 days after the video has been published, so that all my analytics are automatically being entered and I can just see the reports directly in Notion. I even have some zaps set up for different clients. So for example, I have an Asana project with one of my clients, and she prefers to see all of the tasks in Google Tasks. So I connected her Google account to my Asana one so that she can still see all the progress on the project management side, but I don't have to send her screenshots or update her with daily emails. Instead, she sees everything completed in her task list, and it's much easier for both of us to communicate and see where each other is at. Zapier is one of those tools that the more you use it, the more you realize how incredibly valuable it is. There is a bit of a learning curve, but luckily with the AI tools and with all of their help pages, it's relatively straightforward to start to learn. And the best way to learn how to use it properly is to just get in there and start creating some automations for yourself. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, check out our Creator Essentials playlist, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.